Hello friends, welcome back to the Art Room with Mr. Eck. Today we're going to be going back to the farm. We're going to be using lines and shapes to make a fun barn slash farm scene. And with the process we're using, the way the lines look, it looks really, really cool. So let me show you exactly what I'm talking about right now. So we're going to be using some unusual tools to make this painting today. Here are the things that I have gathered. I've got this is like a plastic lid thing for a large circle. I found a marker cap for a small circle. A little wooden stick, this is called like a dowel rod, for if I need to make little dots or if I need to make long lines. And I've got two different sized cardboard pieces for different sized lines as well. And then I've got a bottle of liquid black tempera paint, so any kind of liquid black paint will work fine. To give you an example of kind of what we're going to be making, I did a quick sketch. So I've got this farm with a fence behind it, and I've got a tractor out front. And then later on you can add some little chickens or a pig or something over here if you want to. Feel free to make changes to this. This is just kind of my example. So the way we're going to be doing this is I'm going to put some black paint on this paper plate, and we're going to be pressing down into the black paint and then pressing on our paper. So we're not drawing, we're not brushing, we're just pressing in the paint and then pressing down on our paper to make the lines that will make up our drawing. So I'm going to show you what that looks like right now. Alright, so the way this is going to work is I need to, if you want to make a tractor, you should probably do that first because that's going to be in front of the barn. So I'm going to get my circle templates, my lid. I'm going to show you how this works, and then I'll do the rest by time lapse to save time. So I'm going to press down into the black paint. I'm going to press down on the paper somewhere towards the bottom, like right there. So I'm not moving, I'm just pressing straight down and lifting straight up. Then, tractors usually have large back wheels, so I needed a smaller circle for the front wheel. So put that about right here. Pressing down, lifting up, and that will work nicely. Just set that to the side. Then I'm going to get one of my cardboard pieces, and I'm going to press down in the paint. I'm going to press down on my paper to make the bottom of my tractor. I'm going to do that a couple more times here. Oh, that's pretty good. And I need just a little bit here for the seat. We're kind of limited by the size of our tools, so we're going to have to be really creative. Alright, so I've got my tractor here, so now I need to make my barn. So a barn, let me get my other size here. So the front of the barn is just a square. So I'm going to do some lines by pressing down this way. Make my square. I'm going to make it go a little bit behind the tractor just to show distance, and that's always good to do. There's the front of my barn, and then the top of it is a triangle. And you can press more than once without getting more paint. Just try not to draw with it. It's very clean, and I like the look of it when we just do a pressing. Then we're going to do some sideways lines. I'm going to use my long side here of my cardboard 3 times. That'll work. And the back side of the barn is straight up, and the roof of the barn needs to be at a diagonal. See, isn't that kind of neat how the lines are thicker in some areas and thinner? I just really like the way that looks. I think that looks very interesting. And then I'm going to tell you what, I'm just going to do the rest of this time lapse. You guys get the idea. So we press in the paint, we press on the paper. And we're back, and you might notice that my shirt is different. That's because it's the next day. Since I was doing a painting project, I had to wait till the paint dried to finish this video. So what we're going to do now is add some color to this. Most barns are red. You're welcome to change that up if you want. A lot of tractors are green. Again, you can change that up if you want. Let's do something really pretty in the sky. You can add some animals on the ground if you want. You can maybe put a horse or a cow behind the fence. Now is a good time to do that. So this is the point where you really get to make this your own. So have fun doing that. I will say, I don't recommend painting this because this is dried paint, and if you get it wet, it's going to smear. So we should use some dry art supplies. So in my class, we're going to be using either crayons or colored pencils. But I just want to give you a heads up about the paint thing. So I'm going to color this real quick. You guys can watch. I'll probably add a few more things in the barnyard, and then we'll be done. And here is our finished line art barn artwork. I think it turned out very beautiful. I want to point out a couple things that I thought of while I was coloring this. Number one, I had my cow. If you remember just the first few seconds of that video, I had the cow looking over the fence. And then I realized that cow is taller than the door to my barn. That's called proportion. That cow was proportionately too big for my barn. So I erased him and I drew him smaller, and now he could walk into that barn. So proportion, that's a good word to know. Proportion. It means that everything is the right size compared to everything else in your artwork. Also, I put the shadows on the ground on the left side of my barn and my tractor and my chickens, and then I realized that I had a sun on the same side as the shadow. So my shadow is not correct, but that's cool. I just wanted to point that out so you guys can think about that when you make your shadows. Shadows on my barn and my clouds are correct because they're on the opposite side from the sun. Anyway, that's enough out of me. Hope you enjoy making your line art barns. I'm sure they will be beautiful. I'll see you guys back in the art room next time.